Just arrived. The Deadly Woods by Ted Racer from Revolution Games. So I wasn't originally going to pick this up, but the more I kind of looked at it, the more I sort of read about the system that this is based on, or that it uses, the more I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So a combination of things that made me take the plunge on it. One, really big into Revolution Games stuff right now, so that was the first one. Two, I just played Ted Racer's World War I stuff on the channel, as you know. Really enjoyed that. Chip pull is a favorite mechanic of mine. So with all of those things together, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a chance on this Deadly Woods. Now, the irony here being that I have another Revolution game that is also chip pull on the Battle of the Bulge. Is there room for both of these in my collection? I guess we're going to find out. But I thought I'd just show you what's in here. This just came out this week. I believe they're still shipping them. And this is using the dark system for that Ted Racer has put together for other companies. At GMT, I know there's like Dark Valley, Dark Sands, and I think there's a couple others. So it uses, as far as I understand from what I've read, it uses that system. Obviously covering Battle of the Bulge, 1944. So let's get this open, and we'll just do a quick look at what's inside. So there is a boxed version of this. Interestingly, Revolution was, you could choose between bag and box. I prefer the bag just because it takes up less space. There's a cat. So what do we got? This is going to be the cover sheet. Nice art. I really like it. It's got a nice sort of evocativeness to it. The Ardennes Forest. Obviously a unit definition, piece definition, just kind of explaining all the stuff that you're going to find in the game. We have got an action chit summary. So these are going to be things in the cup that are going to have different effects when you draw them. So for example, all German units anywhere on the map perform movement followed by combat. It's pretty cool. This is double-sided. On the back, you have got the CRT and the terrain effects chart. Pretty standard Revolution game stuff. Combat chart looks pretty typical. Defender retreat, exchanges. Yeah, this is not going to be a hard game to play. Another player aid, which is nice. They bring two, and on the back of this one, yep, same. So there's two player aids, which is nice. Typically, the games I have from Revolution don't do that, so it's pretty cool. Here are the rules. This is actually a different, nice stock paper, actually, compared to what Revolution usually does. Normally, they do sort of a matte finish on their rule books. This one is sort of, it's not glossy, but it's smooth. So I know some people don't like that. I prefer matte paper myself, but how many pages are we at right now? 11, 13. This looks maybe a little more complicated. I've not played any of the Dark series from Ted Racer. I've heard great things, so I'm excited to play this. Not sure when I'm going to do it for the channel, but well, my fingers are not cooperating right now. Looks like all told about 20 pages. Yeah, the designer notes start on page 21, so there's one optional rule. Yeah, 20 pages of rules. So actually pretty meaty. It seems like it's going to be. Here's the chit summary. So when you put the chits in the cup and on what turns what goes in there. So it's variable. So yeah, pretty meaty compared to other games of Revolution. Cool. Rules done. Counters. There's a 1 1/2 counter sheets. We got some allies. Looks like, interestingly, some units look like they have attack, defense, and movement. Some units look like they just have combat and movement. I could be totally wrong about that. In fact, if I had looked at the unit definitions, which I will do real fast, I would be able to tell you what the difference is. Looks like, yeah, it looks like certain units have attack and defense, and they're variable, versus some units just have a single combat strength. So that's pretty cool. That might be true of the series in general. I have not played it, obviously, but you got some brigades that have just a single combat, and some brigades down here. These look like the British that have attack and defense, so they're better in defense infantry. Some of the chits, bridge destroyed markers, reverse side. These look pretty good. These are brown core stock. This is feels like the typical Revolution Games stock. They're actually bigger. These are not half-inch counters. These look to be like 5/8 or 9/16. So that's pretty nice. Here are the Germans. That's upside down. Here are the Germans. More US. So yeah, pretty standard. I mean, they're functional. They're not like the super pretty. They all look pretty centered. I can see maybe they're just slightly shifted left, but there's nothing that's like cut off. So these are just fine. Okay, here's interesting. I didn't know about this. This is a setup map. This looks like just a game setup overview. Let's see. Yeah, so this is, I guess this just tells you where all of your units start, which is interesting. Yep, single-sided. So that's pretty nice. There's a whole setup sheet, unless this is a different scenario that I'm looking at here. But this appears to be just a portion of the actual map and where you set up your units, which is cool. All right, I'm gonna spread open the actual map, which looks pretty nice, and we'll be right back. So here you can see the full map laid out. It's about 3/4 of the sheet, and then you've obviously got a turn track, terrain key, eliminated units box. Pretty nice. I do like the map art. It's very Ardennes. The woods, it's very green and white, so definitely evoking the December attack in the snow and in the forest. You can see the fortified lines there, fortified positions of the Germans. So it should be pretty fun to play. I'm hoping it's like quick playing and low sort of player friction. You know, do we need another Battle of the Bulge game? Probably not. Is a Battle of the Bulge game by Ted Racer using the dark system like appealing? I think so. And certainly this is a very affordable Bulge game. I only have 2 other games on Battle of the Bulge. Only 2, yeah. Only 2 other games, which is Cell, which is also from Revolution, which I really enjoy, and Enemy Action Ardennes, which is the John Butterfield CDG Hex Encounter Ardennes game, which is extremely good. So this is interesting to see what I feel about this. It's got some big shoes to fill in terms of Battle of the Bulge, but I'm hoping to get this to the table somewhat soon. I haven't had a video in over a week, and that's because I'm currently doing my next playthrough, and the game that I am playing through is both incredibly long and pretty complex. So it's taking me a while to get through it, but I'm hoping to put that up sometime soon. There's a lot to talk about with that game and a lot to figure out, and it's a very slow-going game. It is World War I. That's my hint for you, so that will be coming to the channel soon. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this up on The Deadly Woods by Ted Racer. If you've played this or have played any of Ted Racer's other Dark System games, let me know what you think, and let me know if you're excited about this or not, or anything else that I should know about this game. But another great effort from Revolution Games, great map, and looks like should be plenty of fun.